Hey everyone, it's Bethany. Welcome back. Today I'm going to turn on my Glowforge once again, and I'm going to make a really fun little tooth fairy project. So my girls are losing their teeth left and right around here. The tooth fairy has been here quite often, so I'm going to make a fun little tooth fairy project. So I have some wood here. This is the Glowforge proof grade material. I personally like to use it because it has the QR code right on it. So when you place it into the machine is going to read that QR code and know exactly the material. Therefore, it will use the exact cut settings that is needed for the material that I put in. So just makes it really easy. It takes a lot of guesswork out of it. Plus it does have the paper tape already installed on the front and back. So it's just nice and ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to go ahead and get it all set up in the software for the Glowforge, and then we're going to watch it cut out and then probably paint the project at the end. So it's going to be a really cute project. I'm excited to do this one and see how it turns out. All right, let's go ahead and start in the software, get everything set up, and then let's create this fun little design. Okay, so I am on the Glowforge website, and the first thing I'm going to do is go over to the left to create new design, click on that, and I'm going to click upload a file. Then I am going to simply locate the design on my desktop. I did purchase this design and then I downloaded the file to my desktop, so now I'm just going to upload it so I can cut it out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and I'm going to select the SVG and I'm going to say open. And then it's going to automatically load it into my machine here. So I'm just going to change the viewpoint for a minute. Now it says unknown material so far because I haven't placed my material in my Glowforge, and I'm just going to switch the preview so we can see it a little bit easier. Okay, so now I just need to enter the settings for each of these so that the Glowforge knows what to do. So first I'm going to select on this tooth ready for pickup, and so I'm going to click that, say enter settings, and I am going to have that engrave. Okay, and then I'm going to click the next one right here, and that is going to, I believe that one's going to engrave because I'm just needing to know where to place the other pieces. So I'm going to select engrave for that. Okay, yes, and then the next one I'm going to do is this third one, and I want that to cut, which is already set to cut. So we are all set to go. Okay, so now we are simply going to place our material right into the machine, and we're going to allow it to engrave and cut out. Okay, so I have my material all placed inside the Glowforge, and as you can see, now there's the QR code, and up at the top left, now it has determined that that is light basswood plywood. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go over to the right hand side and I am going to click the print button. And what it's going to do is start preparing the print, and after that I can click the go button on my actual Glowforge. And before it does any of that though, I'm just going to maybe scoot this over a little bit. I should have done that before. I just want to save my material. So I'm going to make that cut in the most economical way. I'm going to hit print one more time just to make sure that it knows the new positions of my design. Okay, and now we can see that this is going to take 43 minutes and 52 seconds. The button on my Glowforge is now glowing, so I'm going to go ahead and press that, and we're going to watch this cut and engrave, but we're going to watch it in fast motion because again, this is going to take around 44 minutes to complete. Okay, so this is what it looks like coming off of the Glowforge, and it looks a little messy right now because we still need to peel the tape off, but this is a good example of why the tape is so important, because you can see the burn marks around the letters, but because we have that protective tape on there, that's going to stay on the tape and not on the finished project or your wood. Okay, one thing I did notice as it was cutting was I probably didn't need to do engrave here because it's going to be completely covered in the end. And I was thinking, oh, I'll do engrave because then I'll know where to put the final little tooth portion of this project, but I probably could have clicked the score option instead. And the reason why I probably wouldn't do engrave again is because it took a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to do that part. So if it's gonna be covered up anyway, then it probably doesn't matter that it's engraved. All right, so now many of you from my last video mentioned that Gorilla Tape is a wonderful tool for getting all of the little pieces off. So I need to go get some, but until I do, I am just going to lightly grab a little weeding tool to encourage this tape to come up and off. And as you can see, this is a little door holder or doorknob hanger, if you will. So I thought this would be super cute to have on the kiddo's door when it's time for the tooth fairy to come. Okay, so this is such a gratifying part because now we are going to remove the tape. And again, that tape is protecting our project from all of those burn marks. And then we'll reveal the nice, clean final project. Okay, so this is a good example. I'm going to stop right here so that you can really see. Look at the difference between having the tape on and then when you take it off, look at the difference on how clean that looks. So that is a really important part, and that's why I like having the proof grade materials. It just makes it, first of all, really quick because of the QR code, but I like that they're already masked with the tape. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just continue taking these pieces off. And this part is where many of you had said the Gorilla Tape. Just put it on there and peel it off and these pieces come up super quick. So I need to go get some of that, but I haven't had a chance to yet. Okay, so there we go. All of the tape has been removed. So these two pieces are going to glue together just like so, and then they're going to be glued on here so that you have a little pocket, if you will. And you know, I don't know if that's big enough to fit like a molar through, but you could probably do some of those front baby teeth if you wanted to do so. Or if you didn't want that option, you could just glue this down and have it be super cute. So what I want to do though is I want to grab some of my acrylic paint markers. I am so in love with these. They are such a good solution for me for painting when I am doing my Glowforge projects. So I'll place a link to them down below, but I have really enjoyed them. So what I'm going to do is I want this to be white, and you can use any paint that you wish, but I'm going to use these paint pens just for nice quick work. And I'll probably add a couple layers. That way it's nice and bright. You could make it pink or blue, anything that you wish if you want it to be more girlish or boyish, but I'm just going to do a nice white tooth. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for a moment and then I'll put another layer right over the top. I feel like the white is taking a lot of layers. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to grab my favorite chalk paint and I'm gonna add a final layer of that on there just so I can get that true bright white. I will say the color, when I used the color version of these paint pens, they covered really, really good. The white is just, I think I'm on coat 5 and it's just being not a stinker, but it's taking a lot. So I'm just gonna quicken this up and go to my tried and true chalk paint and get that nice bright pop of white on this tooth. And I got a little over the edge. That's why I like the markers, because it's a little bit cleaner. But I'm just gonna take one of these acrylic paint pens and just paint right over that. That way I have the nice clean edge, just like that. Okay, and now it looks like nothing happened at all. Looks great. Okay, so I love how that turned out. Now I'm just going to glue. So I have this clear Gorilla Glue. I will say this takes a long time to dry, so I think I'm gonna go and get a different glue that's just a little bit quicker. But I'm gonna add it to this piece. A bit more there. Okay, and we're just going to finish up these projects. Then I'm going to hover this one over, glue these two together. And again, that created like a little pocket, if you will, or if you wanted to maybe put a note in there, that would be really cute as well. My kiddos love writing notes to the Tooth Fairy. We had a funny incident the other day, actually. I don't know if I've told this story yet, but my daughter, she lost her tooth right before school, and that just never happens. We were eating breakfast and all of a sudden she lost her tooth. And so we, get going with the day, and I take her to school, and on the way to school, I said, "Where did you put your tooth, by the way?" And she said, "Oh, I left it on the counter." Well, I had remembered that for some reason that day, usually I don't clean up the breakfast stuff until after drop off, but for some reason that day I went and wiped down the counters, and we have white countertops. We have a white stone countertop, and I was panicking when I was dropping them off at school because I thought, oh my gosh, I did not see a tooth at all. So I had to go home, rushed home, and I opened up the trash can, and thank goodness I had asked her, because there on a white paper towel peering up at me in the trash was her little tooth. And I was wondering, how hard would that have been to find that later in the day if I had asked her, after school, "Where's your tooth?" I would have had to really go dumpster diving. But that's my funny story about tooth. So I mentioned that because my daughter then wrote a note to the Tooth Fairy saying the whole story about her tooth being thrown away. So there is our final project. I'm gonna let that dry, but again, there's a little pocket there, and I think that turned out so cute. Okay, that's how it turned out. I love how cute that is. Again, there's a little pocket there if you wanted to put notes or a little tooth in there, but very fun. And I'll place links to everything that I used to bring this together, but I loved this. Again, the only thing I would change is I would not engrave underneath there. It also kind of makes it trickier to glue onto. So that's the only thing I would change. So if you do this project, maybe do that instead. So hopefully you enjoyed watching. Be sure to stay tuned for more fun things with my Glowforge. I'm really excited to continue creating with it, and I'll see you in the next video.